Alright, so today's going to be a bit of a fact-finding mission. I think I'm going to try and get into Exeter and not get sidetracked and fired off down the motorway instead. Try and come off the A30 into Exeter, which the turn-off is called Marsh Barton and Dawlish, which is really annoying. It's not an Exeter turning, but it is the way into Exeter. And try and find out what the parking at the train station is like for future trips. Also might do some of that around Oakhampton as well. Just reassessing how the buses and trains have changed and what sort of long stay parking they have outside train stations and how much that costs. I reached Exeter on the Alphington Road and I'm stopping for KFC. It suddenly hits you how difficult the driving is as soon as you enter Exeter. Tons of signs, tons of lanes, everything like that. I'm going to go here, then I'm going to grab some food and then whisk myself off to Exeter St David's. Hopefully they got a toilet in here. Okay, here we are again. I think this place is possibly Marsh Barton Industrial Estate, or if not, maybe it's just a part of it. There's a Starbucks there, there's a Kafka behind me. I just got some, and at the KFC they had signs up and stuff, and they tried to make me order on the fucking kiosk, as they call it, the robot tills. And I just sat there for ages now. I was just looking for a large popcorn, chicken and fries, but I was going through all these categories and the machine wasn't registering my touches and it took fucking ages. It was saying you could pay on the till but you couldn't order on the till, and I was pissed off at that. Finally got the order. It wouldn't print me a receipt thing, like an order number to take to the till, so I had to memorize it, go over the till, tell him his printer was fucked. And I asked him, could you actually order at the tills? And he was like, yeah, you can. My business is just trying to deter you. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And he said, yeah, you can still do it there. We haven't shut that down yet. And so, yeah, apparently I could have just gone to the till and ordered. But I was directed to go to the fucking machine. I bet if you're in different places, different staff people would be like, no, fucking order at our kiosk. In fact, Burger King and Oakhampton do that. So yeah, I'm in Exeter now and the traffic situation is crazy the second you get in. Try and find out what the parking's like at Exeter St David's station, so I might be able to use it in future. The parking at Oakhampton station is a no-no. It's just completely chock full at all times, and there's not even anywhere to stop, just to pause to have a look around even. Nice. Okay, I am at Exeter St David's rail station, which is out there, and I've got to look for what the parking's like. I'm in some short stay right now, but I think that there's going to be some long stay around here, so I need to find out what the rules are for that. I just think it'll help in train travel. I want to know how much it is, mainly. Here we are in the horrible, horrible city. And there's a hive of scum and villainy right up there. So we're at the train station, like. There goes the train right now. And I don't know if such a thing exists as a long stay car parking where you can stay more than 24 hours and pay. This has something that says you can do 24 hours payment. You can go out for a day. You leave your car here for a day for £12.50. £8.80 on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what this means, or part thereof. So you can leave your car here for a day if you pay £12.50, but is there somewhere where you can park in the city where you can leave your car for longer than a day? Maybe I'll ask the guys in the train station. Anyway, I asked the guy in the train station as an inquiry whether you could stay in that long stay car park for more than 24 hours and it'd be fine overnight. And he said yes, and he said you just pay the appropriate amount, you like increase the amount of money for your stay. So if it's £12.50 for 24 hours, you can just add sets of £12.50, I guess. So you can go, what, I guess 2 days, £25? Is that right? No, 20. Yeah, £25. So what was that? So 4 days would be £50. 4 days, £50 in this car parking. I'll have a glance and see how many spaces there are actually, because it might be quite packed, it might not. I'll have a glance. So hopefully the machine will understand and just add that to your time that your car's there for. And he reckons it'll be okay overnight, but you never know in a fucking city, do you? So, but that's cool, I didn't know that. I thought when it said £12.50 for 24 hours it was just that. It turns out no. My first level crossing and I'm not even going over it, dude. Seems to last a long time. We've been waiting for two trains to pass so far. That's the second one. So switch off your engine when stationary. I don't know why. Okay, there's this little other car parking. It says Exeter Brewery over there. There's this little other car parking. It's also LongStay. It's further along just a little bit than Exeter St David's, just past the 2 roundabouts. By the way, Exeter St David's car park is a one-way system, so you have to literally go round to one of the roundabouts to get out anyway. I've had to pay £7.80 for a 24-hour parking because it's the only option available here. There was nothing lower. I was trying to look for something lower. It's lower cost than the other one, so I could still use this as a long stay for going on train, and it would actually work out cheaper if I can find a space here. £7.80 for every 24 hours. You can increase the tariff on the machine, the pay machine, but on this one you have to use card, you can't use coins. The ones in there you can use coins, but you wouldn't want to use coins anywhere if you're paying over £12 or over £7. I just want to buy some time so I can go to Exeter, and this is what I've got, 24-hour ticket. This car parking is called Exeter Wards for some reason. So I had a walk down Exeter Centre through a city. Man, it's been a while since I've done that. I did some shopping there. Got quite a nice jacket from Next. Of course, you can't expect to go into a city and not come out with something you've spent on that has caught your eye. And people can say, "Oh, dude, you're always on about communists having taken over the cities. That's not true. How could that be true? How dare you?" I went through the city on the way up, and almost on every few hundred yards there was like a poster. Admittedly, some of them torn off, but they were like, "Are you a communist? Join our socialist movement and organise." And that's the most overt symbol of it. You know, you've got the obviously the intersectional pride flag like sticking out from all the windows. One of them was in a cafe thing called the Boston Tea Party, which, as far as I know about that event, is very American. Pre-statist, not really statist at the time, not really a socialist thing at all. The Boston Tea Party, though, standing up against taxation from a ruler or a monarch, and they got this giant fucking commie flag in the window. Like, oh my god, the most the thing you'd think the most unsubvertible. Like, I think churches also have them now. Churches are overrun by socialists now too, so yeah. There's that. Obviously that's the world we live in right now, so we just have to, you know, find ways. I was thinking actually I might write on one of the socialist posters like 335 capitalist agitprops have joined your meetings so far and rising. See you there. That'd be hilarious. Because even if you didn't do that and go over there, the commies would still be like, "What?" They might think you have, and they'd be like, in their own meetings, a self-propelled machine, like accusing their own members of being against them, and it'd all just fall apart. So that's kind of fun little agitprop you could probably do. Hey, another train. As my first level crossing, I didn't go through it. It was just right before the turning for the car park, but I filmed a couple clips of, because that's the only level crossing, like a road crossing a railway line, that is actually in the area. Like, I don't think there's many at all in Devon. There's almost none, as far as I know. Maybe there's one in Plymouth. I don't think there's one in Plymouth. I've never seen one in Plymouth. But yeah, this is the only one that I can think of. You have to go more east to find them. So that was interesting to see. And then you go to the city, and going to the city is just, it's like an alien environment in a way. There is a kind of allure. One thing is I believe in the overpopulation thing, say what you want, but you're bombarded with faces of thousands of people, like, immediately. Like, you enter the city on the roads, and suddenly the roads become super complicated after the first roundabout, and you have to start paying attention really hard to where you're driving, and there's a zillion lanes and things. And then when you get out, car or the bus, and you go walking, immediately you're stunned by like thousands of different looks and faces and multiculturalism and nationalities. But ignoring that part, even just the white people who you don't know, you don't really know if they're probably, I mean, it's a city, they're probably not English, to be honest, and I don't like focusing on race or whatever. I'm just trying to say the diversity of look of the non-ethnic people is just, even that is like astounding. Like, you get hit by 1,000 different types of faces that you never knew were out there, and that there's a weird shock value to it, seeing all these shells, and you're not even seeing people's real mind. You're seeing their outer visage, the shell their brain rides around in, that they have no choice in and can't get rid of, so they just have to make do with it. And you see more. I've been working in retail for a while now, admittedly not in the city, since Bath, but when you're outside you see a lot more of the different people than when you're serving throughout the day in a shop. I don't really like it. I think it's too many. It's another overwhelmance. It's like there are too many businesses, too many products, too many tweets of thoughts on Twitter, too many books that no one will ever read even a portion of in their lifetime, too many films in HMV. There used to be Virgin Megastore, but it shut down. You go into HMV, just look at the spines of a billion DVDs and Blu-rays, and you're like, how the fuck will anyone have time to watch all of this? And it is impossible. I think during my uni years I kind of tried, and I just got through a minuscule percentage of titles. Each one of those videos is like an hour to 3 hours long, and it's like, dude, there's too much of everything and it's overwhelming. And I'm a big supporter of localism, and part of localism is the shrinking of everything, the shrinking of your world. So there's only a set number of archetypes of people in your village. There's only a set number of things you can have, things you can get. There's only a set number of foods you can eat. There's only a set number of places you can go, and it's enough. It's a fair amount, but it's limited. Like, it ends at a certain amount of things. Imagine if there was just like 20 of each thing, or 50 of each thing that you could have in the world, and you could have some of each thing, but you could only have like 20 of that thing, and you'll only ever meet a certain amount of people. Not 20. It'd be more than that. But I mean, once I met like 40 people in uni, I think we had like a big class, and that big class was divided into subclasses, like animation, film, radio students, and once you get over 40 people, you start losing track of people's name and who they are, and like you might see what they look like, but you can't really remember. You can't, at least I can't, you can't really recognize over 40 people. I think at that point it gets too many for you to form friendships with, or even, know those people, or even tell them apart, like remember their name compared to their face, sort of thing. And we're living in a world where everyone's just in this strange chaos where they all supposedly know, but don't really know, thousands of people, and it's beyond their human mind capacity to know that amount of people, so they don't know them. And yeah, you live in this mess environment, and you have to compartmentalize somehow. I reckon the city folk, even they have to, in order to make sense of the way they're living, they have to compartmentalize their life such that they do only have a certain amount of friends that they know. and they can try and take on more, but to take on more is to neglect some of the old ones and forget who they were and stuff like this. And there's the danger of the cities and the obviously I've talked about the political ideological corruption of the cities, and then there's the mass control. You see like parking notices on cars, you see like I saw a big sticker thing saying we're cracking down on antisocial behaviour with our new plan, sort of thing. The different road routes you can go where you're forced to go. The trouble I had with parking, like you can only park for 1 hour in one place, so I paid for 1 hour. Then that 1 hour nearly ran out before I started to do stuff, and I was like, fuck it. And the place next to that, you pay for 24 hours for $12.50. I was like, fuck that. Can I get something between 1 hour and 12 hours, please? I'd take like 4 or 5 at most or something. And there wasn't anything, so I just drove down here, and this place is just like cheaper for 24 hours. I'm actually in 24-hour parking here, and I've only been here for like, I don't know, 2 hours, and I'm gonna leave soon. But that's my only option here. I don't get why they couldn't have made the first parking, the second parking, and this third parking all, you can pick any amount of hours you want to stay here, just pay the money for it. Why isn't that a thing? Why are you limited to either 1 hour or 12 hours? That's your only option to pay in this region of Exeter. Like, who designed this? Who said that that was okay? Who thought that that would be a good idea? And then you can dig deep into the thinking behind it and work out what they're doing with it, and they're trying to control people in a certain way and channel them in a certain way. The people involved in setting up the parking that way. Yeah, fascinating. But there is an allure in cities. There is some kind of allure in cities. I think it's kind of shallow though. I think it's like the bombarding of overwhelming stuff overlaid on these old-fashioned features that have lost their meaning. And all these new features are just crap, but they're very distracting, colourful crap that is enough to trap people, especially young people, teenagers to young adults, in this prison where they think they're being given what they need and they think they are getting somewhere and they have a purpose in their lives, but they're actually under strict extreme control, and they've just got a big glitter on a stick being waved in front of their eyes, and they're like, this is fantastic. I mean, I can't do anything or go anywhere, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't get what I need, but it's really cool, man. It's shiny. I think that's what's going on when you step into a city. And I think the longer you're in the city, the more you might start to work it out. Because I lived in cities for quite a while as a kind of visitor, I guess. Started in the countryside, lived in the cities for several years, and then worked out, you can't actually do anything here. You're just being tricked into believing. Yeah, I think that's the thing about it. People living in cities are misled on purpose. They are tricked into thinking that there's something they can get, and that there's a lifestyle that, look at this beautiful lifestyle, you can have this. You just got to be here for long enough and work out what's going on here and how you fit into it and what you can do here, and then you can have the top job and the house with all the fancy pillows and the girlfriend and the family and the beautiful, but you can't. It's a trick. It's a trick to get you into a easily controllable state, I think. That's my day out in the city with a bit of a ramble. It wasn't a topic vlog. It wasn't even a catch-up vlog. I guess it was a subject vlog, but it more just sums out my day trip out in Exeter today. So I'll just say, hey, thanks for watching my Exeter video with little clips here and there. Catch you later, guys.